Hey, what's up? This is Rodney and I'm back, and I just wanted to make a quick video about this whole Wendy Williams. So the other day, Wendy Williams basically said on her show that she basically questioned the existence of HBCUs in basically black organizations, the NAACP. She tried to play devil's advocate. That's what it was, and it backfired on her ass. And I always try to tell people that, bitch, everything don't need to be no devil's advocate. Some shit is just what the fuck it is. It is what it is. You know, she tried to come out and say that, what if, you know, I would be upset if there was an historically white college university. I mean, there's HBCUs. I would be offended if there was a white organization such as the NAACP. So she was trying to say that if she was white, I mean, if she's her being a black woman, she would be offended if there were HBCUs and also white organizations. So for me, she was basically saying, so I can understand how white people can be offended, because I would be offended. Baby, they do have historically white college universities. It's called 86% enrollment rate, white. It's called 90% enrollment rate, white. It's called 76% enrollment rate, white. Those are historically white college universities. And we shouldn't have to get into and explain, because I am a product of an HBCU. Well, I'm 15 hours away from receiving my degree. Girl, it's been a struggle, but a bitch gonna get there. I am a product of an HBCU. So when she first said it, I was like, what the fuck is this? And I love Wendy Williams. So people who don't know, I love Wendy Williams. And I usually don't, sometimes I don't agree with a lot of stuff that she says. But for this one, this actually really rubbed me the wrong way. And I was just like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, I think it's got to the point where it's like, Wendy, I don't know if you're trying to make sure you please everyone, or if, you know, those checks are starting to get a little too big. Well, you can never have a check that's too big. You know, but just like Kaya said about Tamar, at the end of the day, you can have as much blonde hair on your head as you want to, but the hair on your pussy is still going to be nappy and black. That's what Kaya said about Tamar. I'm just saying, and I love Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is my Oprah, but I have to call her out on this shit, and this is some bullshit. Wendy. I just can't. I don't understand. I don't. And even she's quick to say certain stuff is kitchen table talk, and even if that's how you really felt, do you know the definition of kitchen table talk, sweetie? That's some shit that even if you really felt that way, you should have kept that for kitchen table talk. That's not some shit that you should be saying, especially in the light of what's going on. You have black people being murdered left and right. People are trying to get Jesse Williams fired from Grey's Anatomy because of a speech that was so fucking 100% on point. And then for you to come out and basically try to sweep what he said under the rug, like, okay, whatever. When the truth of the matter is, Wendy Williams, girl, your husband looks like the person who they talk about on the news. He looks like the killer. He looks like the robber. He looks like the person who gets pulled over by the cops. Your son is on his way to looking just like him. So just for the simple fact that you can be married to someone who looks like the definition of a nigga, and for you to come out and say some shit like that is just crazy to me. You know, it's no different than when Raven Simone set her ass on national television with red hair and a mohawk, talking about she wouldn't hire somebody whose name was Watermelon Drea. But bitch, you got a Kool-Aid red mohawk going down the middle of your fucking head. I don't understand it. I didn't understand it. I don't understand it just for the simple fact that, again, Wendy Williams, your husband, is not someone who walks around in Tommy Hilfiger and polo. I've seen your husband. You know, he you know, he's a little rough around the edges. So for you to say some shit like that, especially in the light of what's going on, lets me know that she's starting to live in her own world. She's starting to let this show affect her. She's starting to let this show affect her judgment, because there's no way in hell that you being married to a black man, you having a black son, you having a black brother, you having a black father who both went to HBCUs, and for you to say some shit like, why does the HBCU exist, or the NAACP, it's just asinine. You made yourself look like Stacey Dash, and that's just what it comes down to. I was so disappointed in Wendy Williams, I really was, because again, Wendy Williams is my Oprah. I've loved Wendy Williams for the longest, even before she got her talk show. I would always try to YouTube her interviews on YouTube and Google everything she did, because I just was fascinated, and I was just fascinated with her work. But you know, this it made me look at her completely different. Wendy, you need to get it together. You need to get it together fast, because this just was not a good look for you. At first, I thought that I was overreacting. Girl, I had to tag my sister. My sister graduated from a HBCU. I had to tag my sister. Like, girl, do you see this shit? Like, am I overreacting? She was just like, hell no. Like, oh my God, wow. Like, I can't believe that bitch said some shit like that. Okay, bitch, I thought it was just me being dramatic. Because sometimes I can be a little bit dramatic. But now that I know that I got your approval, like, okay, now I know this bitch is tripping. I know this bitch did not sit her tall, lanky ass on this national television and said, let me stop calling her names. I know Wendy Williams did not sit her ass on national television, as smart as she is, and say some ignorant shit like this. Damn!